Part 1. Complete this conversation. So we're talking about climates, Amy. Are there any sort of climates you like to live in? I would like to live in Iceland or Scandinavia. Interesting. Why would you like to live in that sort of climate? The snow is just so beautiful. And my image of those countries is that there's infrastructure is sufficient enough to keep you warm when you're inside, you know. But I'd say it's just so beautiful. The snow is amazing. It quietens everything. I think it's glorious. I just really like it. I used to ski when I was younger, so I like skiing and I like the hills and yeah, and the snow on the hills is just beautiful for me. How about you? Well, I love snow too, but I don't like it when it gets so slushy and sloppy, and your feet are freezing. I think I like the ideal of snow is, I think I like the ideal of snow is really appealing. I'm not sure about you, living in it. I prefer, I don't know, maybe the climate of like southern Italy, kind of Mediterranean climate. I think that would be really quite pleasant, not too hot by the sea. Although, yeah, in the summer it does get hot, but I don't think it's the humidity. Right, I was just thinking about that. What kind of heat is it? Is it dry heat? I think it is a dry heat. Yeah, yeah. Whereas the heat we obviously get here is unbearable at times, right? Yeah, it's really bad. Yeah. So, what's the highest temperature? What's the range of temperature in southern Italy? What kind of climate? Do you know? Not sure. I guess maybe at this time of year it starts getting up towards 20 degrees C. That's nice. And then I think it does, places like Sicily. I think it does get pretty hot. Probably like high 30s. Yeah, yeah, and I think the winters are probably quite mild, unless you're from the north of Italy, of course, near the mountains. Yeah, down the south, it remains kind of pretty mild, Uh-huh. If it's in the mid, it's my images of that. I've never been to Italy, so I don't know. I've been to the south of France, and it got really hot. That was a nice temperature. It was dry, and yeah, the nighttime wasn't too hot either, so it was really nice during the day. That was a nice climate, I think. Part 2, answer the question. Why did the elementary school bus pull into a gas station? The driver wanted to use the bathroom. What is the reason of the driver bus to leave the students on the bus? The driver said that it was cold outside and that he didn't want the kids to get chilly while he was in the bathroom. Who saved the students and how did he do it? 10-year-old Jake saved the students by stopping the bus using the brakes. Why did the students begin yelling and screaming on the bus? Because the bus started moving away from the gas station. Retell the story using your own words. One day in Ohio, an elementary school bus pulled into a gas station because the driver wanted to go to the bathroom. He didn't turn off the engine and left the bus running because he said that he didn't want the kids inside to be cold and because it was cold outside. He also didn't set the emergency brake because he was in a hurry. This resulted in the bus swirling away from the gas station. The kids began screaming and yelling as the bus picked up speed. However, 10-year-old Jake managed to stop the bus. He ran forward to the driver's seat and stepped on the brakes as hard as he could, stopping the bus as it approached a guardrail overlooking a creek bed. He turned off the ignition and the cops arrived to congratulate him. That kid's amazing, a police officer said. I told him he would make a great police officer in the future. Excuse me. Jake, on the other hand, wasn't fazed about the incident. This is nothing, Jake said. GTA 3 is harder than this. The driver was arrested for leaving a child unattended while a motor vehicle is running. Though it is a minor charge, the attorney may upgrade it to a felony because of the number of children involved. Part 3. You tell the story using your own word. The sly fox. What do you think foxes like best? If you answer chicken and a stolen one at that, then I won't deny it. I wouldn't say no to a piece of nice, fat, juicy chicken. Who would? But did you know that I have a particular food that I enjoy, and that is a delicious slice of cheese? Today I was able to eat a spectacularly rich and creamy cheese. I was blessed to be gifted of such fine cuisine by a charming blackbird, whose voice is more magnificent than her looks. Before you say anything, it's not a skylark or any kind of paradise bird. I was talking about Miss Crow, right up there in the tree. Let me tell you how it happened. It was a nice sunny morning. I was scrounging around looking for something to eat. I then caught a whiff of a pleasant cheesy smell. It was above in the trees, and as I looked up to see where that smell came from, I saw Miss Crow looking very pleased with herself. In her mouth was a large piece of cheese. She must have stolen from the farmer over the hill. But hey, who am I to accuse her of stealing? Anyway, I called up to her and said, "Hello and good morning, Miss Crow. What a lovely day we have today. It reminds me of you, Miss Crow." She tilted her head to one side and gave me a look, still keeping her beak closed on the cheese. "What an enchanting sight you are! That brilliant radiance on those marvelous black feathers," I continued. "Such gracious wings, those legs, even that beak. Oh, how exquisite!" Miss Crow was trying her best not to be bothered by it, but I could tell that she was clearly paying close attention to what I'm saying. I just needed one last push. I threw my gaze towards her and said, "Ah, how blessed I am to be able to witness such a divine being. If only I could hear her sing. I'm certain that her voice is as sweet as the sweetest of honey, a voice fitting of her status." Hook, line, and sinker, my words got to her. Miss Crow was ready to sing the best music I will have ever heard. Well, okay, I understand that Miss Crow's voice isn't exactly the best out there, but I was waiting for that caw. That caw gave me my breakfast, because as soon as she opened her beak, the cheese she was holding so tight fell to the ground for me to grasp. As you can see, Flurry does get you everywhere.